Now we're actually going to be using logarithms to solve exponential equations, so we're going to go the opposite direction. And the reason we're going to do that is because these ones aren't going to be as simple as our 5.1 lesson. In 5.1, I would have things like 2 to the x plus 1 equals 4. Well, you can get the bases to match really easily. So 4 is the same thing as 2 squared, and then you just drop the bases and go from there. But if you look at this problem, we can't easily get the bases to be the same. 13, I can't easily get to base 10, because I don't know what power I have to raise 10 by to get 13. That's where logs come into handy. So what you do, I'm going to actually write it right here, is you match the base. So you do a log and match the base of the exponent you're trying, or of the side you're trying to get rid of. So log base 10 of 13. And that, because remember exponentials and logs are inverses, they cancel each other out. And I'd get x minus 3 equals log base 10, or just log of 13. Now I can drop the base because common log is automatically base 10. And notice I just keep it like that. I don't solve it. I'm not going to find the approximate answer. And then I'm just going to add 3 to the other side. And I'm actually done. So that's the exact answer. You could find the approximate answer by plugging that in. So same idea for this next one, but first we need to isolate the base. So I'll add 4 to both sides. So I get 2 to 3x plus 5 equals 10. Now 2, I can't figure out an exponent for 2 easily off the top of my head. That's going to give me 10. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and do my log base 2 of both sides. And that will get rid of that. So I get 3x plus 5 equals log base 2 of 10. I can't simplify that, so I'm going to go ahead and just solve for x. So I'll subtract 5, so I have 3x equals log base 2 of 10 minus 5, and I'll divide all of that by 3. And that would be your exact answer. If you want the approximate answer, you'll just have to use change of base to evaluate log base 10 of 2. So just as a reminder, change of base would mean you do log of 10 over log of 2. Then you'd subtract that answer from 5 and divide all of that from 3. Or divide it all by 3, not from 3. Let's do a couple more of those. Same thing with this one. I don't need to move anything over to the other side, but I do need to get rid of this base of e. And to get rid of base e, you do natural log of both sides, because that is base e. So you got 2x equals natural log of 1/4. And then you'll divide all of that by 2. So x equals natural log of 1/4 all over 2. Let's do another one. Now this one, a lot of people think that you have to do like some special base. It's not 2e. Remember, e alone is the base. So you actually need to divide both sides by 2 first. And then do your natural log of both sides to get rid of base e. Because remember, natural log is base e. So those cancel each other out. Those are inverses of each other. So then you have 3x minus 2 equals natural log of 12. I usually like to keep the argument in parentheses just so I don't forget. Because one of the common mistakes people have, so like for instance right here, adding 2. Some people will try to add 2 to that 12, but that 12's in the argument, so you can't touch it. It's kind of like when you have like a 12 under a square root and you add 2. You can't add the 2 with the 12. You can't say that's the square root of 14. They mean two different things. So same idea. So I don't like to touch, I like to keep it in parentheses so I remember that. Then we'll just divide everything by 3. So you have natural log of 12 plus 2, all of that over 3. Let's go ahead and just do a word problem really quick. It's the same idea, but you have a couple word problems on your homework. So for this one, we've got a model for the number of people in a community who have heard a certain rumor. Rumor has it. That's exciting. The population, the total population is P, and D is the number of days that have elapsed since the rumor began. So we've got 1,000 students, so that's our P, because that's our total population. N is how many people have heard the rumor, and we were trying to figure out how many days before 450 students have heard the rumor. So we're trying to solve for D. So I've got 450 equals 1,000 times 1 minus e to the negative 0.15 d. Let's work our magic. So we do have to get the base and exponent alone first. So first thing I need to do is divide by 1,000. And that's just 0.45 equals 1 minus e to the negative 0.15 d. Next thing I do is I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. That would give you negative 0.55 equals negative e to the negative 0.15 d, which I can just divide both sides by negative 1, so that just changes both of those to positives. So I'm just going to erase the negatives. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my natural log of both sides. The reason I'm doing that is because remember, natural log is the inverse of base e. So I have natural log of 0.55 is equal to negative 0.15 d. And then I'm going to go ahead and divide this by a negative 0.15. Let's bring that over here. So d is equal to natural log of 0.55 over negative 0.15. And since this is a word problem, you do usually find the approximate solution. So let's do that. And I'm dividing by negative 0.15. And I get about 3.99 days. Or if you wanted to round to 4 days, great. And there it is.